Most business owners think the reason they're not closing more deals is price, quality, or competition. But they're wrong. The truth, if you can overcome just one specific objection right at the start, you can instantly turn "I'm not interested" into "when can we start?" And if you don't master this, you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single month. There are 3 little phrases that are killing your sales. "That's too expensive," "I need to think about it," and "I need to talk to my spouse." And if you've ever heard these responses, you're not alone. If you can't crush those objections the moment they come up, you're handing your competition the deal. But here's the thing. When you know exactly how to handle them, you can turn almost any no into a yes and watch your revenue explode. And so that's what we're talking about today, is how to overcome the 3 most common objections that you will encounter in your sales journey. Now make sure you watch all the way to the end, because we're going to wait to do the number 1 most biggest objection, which is price. We're doing that one at the end. Number 1, "I need to think about it." How many times have we heard that? Many times. Now, before we actually get into how to respond to these, it is imperative that we understand that if you don't overcome the first objection on a sales call, you are not a good salesperson. You just need volume. I train all my new GMs and all my up-and-coming leaders that we must overcome the first objection. The second that first objection comes up, we must overcome it. I get it. You don't want to be the pushy sales guy. You don't want to be that guy that backs people up in the corner and like forces it down their throat. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we need to give a diligent response to their objection, because here's the reality of it. There are 20% of people that even if you gave them your service for free would literally not buy today. In their brains, it's ingrained that they are not giving you their card today to pay for any service. They just want to shop prices around and hear about it. They're not ready to make a buying decision today. That's 20% of people. And then there's a flip side of 20% of people that no matter literally what the price is, they will give you their card. These are the most important entrepreneurs, business people, CEOs, like high-level working class people, pilots that are traveling, that are driving and flying around the world, that don't care about how much the lawn cut is. They just want it done. They want the HOA off their back. They don't want their neighbors looking at them funny. They've got family that comes over. Their time is more valuable than any dollar amount that you put on that mow. Those are the best customers, by the way. You should go out and try to find more of those. And then there's 60% of people in between. Okay, you got your 20% that are going to buy anyway, no matter what the price is. You've got 20% that are literally not buying today at all. And then you have 60% of people that need help making a decision. And these are all the people that are going to come to you with these objections when you give them the estimate and you pitch them on your service. And that say, "I need to think about it. I need to talk to my spouse, and the price is too high." That's what we're talking about today. Now, if we get this objection, this is how I would handle it. So, I go through the whole spiel, 5-10 minute spiel. Hey, this is what we offer. These are the services. This is what it costs. Visa or MasterCard. You signing up today? I need to think about it. How I would respond to that is John. I'd use his first name. I'd say, "Hey, John, I understand, you need to think about it. This obviously is an important decision to you, sounds like. Just out of curiosity, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to making this decision?" And they're going to say, "Well, about a 6 or a 5, right?" And then what you ask is, "Okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to help understand. So you're at a 5. What would make it a 10? Like, what is missing in there that would make it like a grand slam for you to be like, this makes sense to me. Get me on the schedule right now?" And at that point, what you're doing is you're overcoming the "I need to think about it," because let's be honest, them going to think about choosing you as a lawn service, they're not going to just sit down on their couch and be like, just go to meditation and just think about, should I buy from Military Lawn Cuts? That's not how that goes. Okay. There is an underlying objection and we need to pull it out. So when they say, "I need to think about it," hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to making this buying decision? Or what would make it a 10? Like, what is it missing? And they're going to say, "Well, the price is too high." Boom, we just got it. It's now a price objection. It's not a "I need to think about it" objection. It's a price objection. Now we can handle it accordingly, okay? That's number 1. Hey, real quick, my business partner and I built a private school community for people just like you, trying to build their home service-based business from the ground up. We managed to build a 7-figure lawn business from the ground up, and we're sharing all of the SOPs, documents, and templates and systems inside of our coaching program. You get access to us, so click the link in the description below. Let's scale this thing together. Number 2, the second most biggest objection is, "I need to talk with my spouse. I need to talk it over with her. We're on the same page. We're a married couple. We got to be on the same page for buying decisions. Got it. I want to put this to you in perspective. And I'm talking to you as the viewer, the business owner, not the customer who's giving you this objection. So if this service was so good that you were had a burning desire and you were like, wow, this is amazing for the price, the quality, and the value that I'm getting, here's my money. Take my money. Empty out my pockets. Here you go. There are times where this buyer that you're dealing with encounters that stuff and they literally fall so in love with the product or the service that trust me, they don't ask their spouse on every single decision. I'm telling you that right now. It doesn't happen. So then why in this scenario, buying from us as a lawn care industry, are they making that decision? That's what we're trying to identify. Okay. So I need to talk to my spouse. Okay. Clearly that's not the real objection here. Okay. 9 times out of 10, they don't actually need to talk to their spouse. They're using this to try to get off the phone. In this scenario, I would say, hey, I think that's very sensible of you to want to talk it over with your wife. So much so that, John, I'm married too. So I know exactly how you feel. I'm agreeing with them. This all makes sense. I'm in a positive manner. And I would say, John, when you do go and talk to your spouse, just out of curiosity, is there anything about this estimate that you feel like maybe that they wouldn't like or wouldn't agree with or that would want changed? And at that point, they're going to say, well, the price point is a little high for the scope of work, and boom, there you go. It's a price objection. We need to pull out, just because they give you one of these 3 objections, we need to pull out the real objection, which is most of the time the price is too high. So we're going to teach you how to master that. Also, by the way, if you are watching, guys, we are trying to set a new record. Can we get 500 likes on this video? Let's just hit the like button right now. Let's do it. 500 people are going to watch this video. If we all like it, we'll be able to do it. Price is too high. This is by far one of the most biggest objections that I find people struggle with handling. Anytime somebody says that the price is too high, it is because we have not portrayed enough value and positioned ourselves as the authority in this industry for them to trust us. What I always like to do when I get a price is too high, we'll take mowing for example, because we have a lot of business owners that mow. If I get that objection, hey, the price is too high, I would say, look, totally understand. I'm a consumer too. So again, I want the best price. However, John, I am a firm believer that cheaper is not always better. Would you agree? 9 times out of 10 is they agree, by the way. When you ask them that question, you position themselves because it gets their mind thinking maybe, he is right. And then I go into it once they say, yeah, I would agree with that. Just because the price is cheaper on things doesn't always mean it's better. Let me explain. Where we're different is we have a 200% guarantee, which means if we come out to the property and we mow your lawn, John, and we didn't do a good job to your satisfaction, all you got to do is text or call us or email us. Very simple. We'll send a team back out there with no questions asked, and we'll remow that entire lawn to make sure you are 100% satisfied. If after that we come back and we fix that issue and you're still, John, not happy, what we will do is we will literally give you your money back. You have a 200% guarantee, and that's how backed up and behind we are on our service and our delivering and our quality, that we will stand behind our service so much, John, that we have a 200% guarantee that you will love our product or you'll have your money back. Some of these other companies, they're not insured. They don't carry general liability insurance. If they damage a window on your property, guess who's liable? You. They twist an ankle on their property and they don't have workers' compensation. Guess who's liable? You. So John, you work hard for your items. I care about you, and I don't want you to see something bad like that happen on your property, damage, or somebody gets injured from a liability reason. And so a lot of this is educational stuff where you can literally be like, John, would you agree that, or would it be fair to say that for an extra $5 per cut per week, that you could go to bed at night with a peaceful, sound mind, knowing that you're backed by a company that supports you, that is licensed, that is insured, and that does have these guarantees? So that way, if we break something on the property or one of our team members gets hurt or twists an ankle on your property, that team member is not going to go after you, John, and your house and your belongings from a liability reason. We will go through workers' comp. They were working for us. They're protected. You're protected. We want to protect you and your assets, John, that you work so hard for every day. So again, is cutting the cost by $5 or $10 per cut worth the risk and rolling the dice with a company that's not insured, that's not going to fix the damages? All of these things is the value driven, and we're trying to portray to the customer. But if we can figure out a way to overcome these 3 objections. I am telling you, I've done this for 6 years. And these are the 3 most biggest objections that I get. 80% of the time, this is the objection. So if you could just focus on the 80% of the meat and volume that you get, if you can overcome these 3, you will absolutely increase the sales in your organization and grow much faster. Guys, make sure you subscribe to this channel. There's 100 people right now that are watching that are not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Let's grow this thing together.